what is stopping XR being democratized or stopping that kind of accessibility piece? Is it hardware related? Is it experiential? Is it purely an education thing? Like, what do we think is the kind of, the key barriers to actually participating in this market?
I think it's a balance. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I can pick this one up. This is kind of squarely in our I mean, this whole kind of discussion is very squarely in our wheelhouse. I mean, ultimately, Volta is trying to decrease the barriers to entry for accessing and experiencing mixed reality. So Volta is a kind of a nice way to kind of think about it is like, it's like Legos for mixed reality, aimed at, being able to make experiences and performances and just creative environments. And we fully believe that mixed reality itself can and almost definitely will just become its own art form. And that's really what we want to enable. We think that experience itself will become the canvas on which people paint creatively, and our aim is for Volta to become that de facto paintbrush. There's a hugely increasing amount of mixed reality content because people are learning pretty complex tools like Unity and Unreal and all kinds of other mediums, but that's a significant barrier per Ryan's question. And to Jeremy's question, is it hardware dependent? I mean, not necessarily. I'm still waiting on my M1 MacBook to arrive, and so I'm on a older MacBook, and I can still run Unity or Unreal on this computer and build amazing stuff. So it is hardware dependent in the capacity that you at least need some sort of computer or phone or something to be involved. But in this larger landscape, not explicitly. And we are really, we don't think that I think everything that's kind of out there now is predominantly novel. It's not incredibly there isn't a whole lot of incredibly artistic things out there yet. There are some for sure, but it's really only going to be once the tools are widely available and they're simplified, that people can really just dig in to the creative aspect rather than the technical aspect, and just kind of get weird with the tools and just make interesting things. And that's when you start to get really fascinating artistic output. And so, right now, again, to kind of go back to Ryan's question, what are the barriers? Right now, the tooling it needs to get simpler, needs to get easier to use, needs to get more compelling with what you can do. And all of those things are shifting very quickly. And our part of that is to actively try and drop that barrier.
I mean, Sebastian, you had some thoughts as well, I think, at the beginning. Perhaps we kind of link the two up, because there's something I'd love to ask as well as a follow-up.
Yeah, no, I think maybe to those two questions of both Ryan and Jeremy, what I've seen and what we're experiencing, if we just look purely at our social feeds, right, is I think the larger platforms are doing a great job in accommodating and educating creators on how to go beyond the two-dimensional, let's say, canvas, and stepping into the three-dimensional world. And I think Denise made a good point to that, right? The filters, the Snapchat, the TikTok, I believe, have entered now beta phase around 3D filters. So it's the bigger platforms are making it very easy for people to become comfortable in this space. And I think that really incentivizes people as well who want to go a step further, to either educate and inspire themselves throughout any courses, freely paid, to maybe upskill themselves in this domain. I think what we're seeing from within Accenture is we work with a wide variety of partners and platforms to make all types of applications within XR possible. And I think some of the excitement I'm seeing is the platforms that are really focused on no code or low code expertise. So we have a partner, Tailspin, for instance, that's doing an amazing job in making soft skill training available to the masses. And they're doing that throughout a tool that is almost the same as an Adobe Premiere Pro, right? It's like editing your home video together, but now you can edit your virtual reality soft skill training together in a dialogue form. And when you press the button, it becomes available on a computer, on a phone, or on a VR headset. So seeing advancements like that really excite me, because it lowers the barrier for people to become comfortable in the space, both creators as at the same time end users, because they will receive an increasing amount of content available to them. And that all helps, in bringing this closer to the standard, right? Instead of the special POC that you've made on the side, we're seeing really companies integrating this into their overall strategy instead of keeping it in that innovation lab, which doesn't really touches their day-to-day operations. So a lot of learnings happening at this moment. Yeah.